Okay, let's get started on these facts. Let's go. Do less common than earthquakes. The moon actually has moonquakes too. That's right. Moonquakes. Pretty much everyone is interested in space, so this is always a good fact to pull out. You actually lose a large percentage of your taste buds while you're on an airplane. This might explain a lot about those less than cereal and flight meals, or why you find yourself craving the saltiest foods while you're in the sky. Although it may sound counterintuitive, your small intestine is actually the largest internal organ in your body. You probably know that snails are pretty slow creatures, but did you know that they also take the longest naps? One nap can last up to 3 years. You may be jealous of a bird's ability to fly, but it may slow your envy to learn that they can't live in space because they need gravity to swallow. Bees can sting other bees, usually if they feel threatened or are protecting their territory. In other words, you're not the only one who's scared of getting stung. Whether you seen a tiger in real life or in a photo, you know that they have stripped fur, but if they actually have stripped skin as well. If you're a cat lover, then you may be surprised by this interesting facts. Cats can't taste anything that's sweet. That's probably why they can't get enough of their favorite salty snack. Most people know dolphins have incredible sonar abilities, but did you know they were scheduled as war tools during the Cold War? They really are as smart as people say they are. Not not only are sea lions totally adorable, but they're also very musical. They are the only animal that can clap to a beat. Like animals, camels actually have unique individual fingerprints. If you place a koala and human fingerprints side by side, they're actually pretty hard to differentiate. You may know that everyone's fingerprints are different, but did you know that the same is true of everyone's tongue prints? Your brain uses 10 watts of energy to think, but it can't feel pain. You know what they say, mind over matter. Brendan Fraser almost died while filming The Mummy. The passed out filming while filming a scene of Pretty Scary White. In a group of 23 people, there is a 50% chance that will share the same birthday. Will Ferrell consumed so much sugar while filming Elf that he actually became physically ill. If you've seen the famous spaghetti scene, then you can probably understand why. If you feel a lot longer in the moments, but the average person spends 2 weeks of their life sitting at traffic lights. The Hollywood sign is in Los Angeles once said Hollywood Land, but was changed in 1949. The most expensive car film ever made was Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, which cost $378 million to create. For reference, the average budget for a big story movie is around $65 million. If E.T. was is one of your favorite movies of all time, then you'll be interested to know that someone squashed their hands in jelly to make the sound effects for E.T. walking around. Lightyear's original name is Luna Larry. It doesn't have quite the same ring to it, right? But it is on theme. The bookworms will appreciate this fun facts. Isaac Nazarov is the only author to write a book in every Dewey Decimal category. Another literary fact for you: it took Leo Tolstoy 6 years to finish his book War and Peace. Hopefully, it doesn't take you that long to read it. Iceland grows 5 centimeters per year because of its moving tectonic plates. Russia has a whooping 11 time zones within the country, which gives you an idea of just how large it is. Do you know? Did you know? Do you know what to know? Do you want to know the place that has more craves than any other location on Earth? To Kentucky, maybe worth adding to your vacation list. The Saharan Desert can reach up to 136 degrees. Its average temperature is actually about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's actually much always hot. Australia is wider than the moon, 600 kilometers wider to be exact. Vatican City is actually the smallest country in the world that at only 0.2 miles wide. There are more than people. There are more people in California than Canada, despite the fact that Canada is more than 2,000% larger in size than California. The closest state in the United States to Africa is Maine, which joins one out or further east into the Atlantic than most people realize. Maine is the only state that has a single syllable name. Russia has more surface area than Pluto, seeming impossible just think of those 11 time zones. The heart of a shrimp is located in its head, weird yet kind of cool. Slugs have not one, nor not two, not three, but four noises. But they don't know look like humans noses do exactly. Instead, they sense chemicals, sounds, lights, and more. It takes a sloth 2 to 4 weeks to digest food. They actually have the slowest metabolic system of any mammal. Just like human babies suck their thumbs, baby elephants sometimes suck on their trunks. They can also stand within 20 minutes above while they can't see for a while, but instead since the mothers do sound and smell. What I just read? What I have no idea what I just read. Elephants are also the only animal that cannot jump. Ghouls can recognize human faces and remember them for their entire lives. They've also been known to leave gifts for humans. There is only one country on Earth without mosquitoes, Iceland. Its low temperature make it impossible for the pest to breed. The name of the group of llamas is, wait for it, a conspiracy. Really, this is because they often work together in their social groups to outsmart prey. Believe it or not, wombats' poop is what? Cube shaped. This apparently has to do with their digestive process and various bodily contractions. The more you know. A little gross, but also kind of funny. Lobsters pee out of their faces. Why am I reading this? Even more interesting, they do this as a way to attract mates. Way to have your mind blown. A blind cham alone can just adjust to the curse of its environment. The way it changes curse is because of its special cells, not eyesight. Freddie Mercury has a pretty memorable smile, but did you know it's because he had four extra teeth in the upper jaw? Yup, that's why Rami Malek had to wear prosthetic teeth while working on Bohemian Rhapsody. Clocking in at 1,560 words, Rap God by Eminem is the song with the most words. Imagine trying to memorize all of that. The world's largest concert lasted 453 hours. What? It takes 70 but different 70 different pieces of wood to make up a violin. Explain why some of them are so expensive. One even sold for $60 million. Talk about a potentially very expensive hobby. All clownfish are born male. That explains Merlin and Nemo. They have the ability to change their sex later on. What? A group of Parsopipes is called a prickle. How fitting. How fitting. What? The animal is also known as a krill pig in Latin, which is kind of cute. Abraham Lincoln, who was famously tall at 6'4", was also a successful competitive wrestler.